remember growing up as a kid and being afraid of what might lurk under your bed? Well, today's video deals with that exact fear. Thanks to some suggestions from my viewers, I thought I would start off this new series of videos with a look at an episode from the 90s Outer Limits TV show called Under the Bed. Originally airing May 26, 1995, Under the Bed follows a police psychoanalyst and a detective who must solve the case of a missing boy whose sister claims he was eaten by the boogeyman.
I dreamed the boogeyman was after me, and he's...
Boogeyman! The episode begins and either we're looking at monster vision or someone is playing a Nintendo Virtual Boy. We've got two little kids playing with some shadow puppets, and our monster is clearly not a fan. But Mom comes in all pissy because she has to work in the morning. She puts the kids to bed and hey, who's calling at this time of night?
Hello? Hey, tired.
Well, tired is kind of a weird name. The little boy asks his sister Jillian if she's seen a stuffed bear. He checks under his bed, which you never do when it's nighttime.
Andrew, come and get me.
Oh, well, that's terrifying. But it turns out silly old Bear is just scared and wants Andrew to come get him. He's so excited for Andrew's help that his eyes even begin to glow red with happiness.
I can't reach you. Will y'all be quiet? Remember what Mommy said?
Alright, they just had a monster eat a child. I guess they're not exactly playing with this show. The police, or whoever, is investigating Andrew's disappearance.
Little girl's still in shock. Mom needs some TLC.
Mom, this is not the time for waterfalls. Detective Caitlin Doyle speaks with the little boy's mother, Sharon, who thinks her son was kidnapped. But why doesn't Jillian just tell them it was a monster under the bed? Parents always believe children when there's a monster involved.
Wrong.
The detective tries to speak to Jillian, but fantastic, she's a mute now. I hope she doesn't start having visions of her homicidal uncle. Dr. John Holland arrives on the scene and hey, it's Poindexter. He's here to help counsel Jillian, but now we have a detective and a doctor who are on the case. Kind of reminds me of a couple people, but I can't quite pinpoint who. John tells the mom that her daughter is just in shock, and he's here to help. Sharon takes Jillian to bed, and Mulder and Scully, Caitlin and John get to work on the case.
Any theories on where those bruises came from?
Not at present, officer.
Why, you think I'm too suspicious?
That's your job to be suspicious. I'm supposed to be the bleeding heart.
I don't think talking about your emotions is going to help stop the boogeyman, John. The next morning at the police station, John arrives, and I get the feeling there's something going on with these two with just how touchy-feely he is. They've picked up Sharon's ex Gary, who has now become a suspect in Andrew's disappearance, but it looks like he's fallen on hard times since we last saw him helping Scully save soldiers who were attacked by an alien.
What's going on? Your son Andrew's missing.
By the look on her face, I don't think he was supposed to say that. Gary understandably loses his cool a bit, as any father would whose child is missing, and he's now being considered as a suspect. Although it looks like he's going to be held for some questioning as his fingerprints were found in his kid's room, and he has a court order barring him from having contact with them. Just what the hell did he do?
Who is it?
My father.
Oh, want some help?
No, I can handle it.
Hey, remember pagers? John meets his father at a local diner and he's just wasted. He starts blabbering on about family issues and look, we've only got 40 minutes here, buddy. Less family squabbles and more boogeyman. Turns out Gary is off the hook though, as he was out canoodling with a married woman while his only son was being eaten by a monster. John is with Jillian and she appears to have some daddy issues along with the ability to talk again.
No, Daddy.
No, Daddy.
She's got it all wrong though, the quote is not the mama. John has given her some dolls so she can reenact what she believes happened to her brother.
What is that?
The boogeyman.
The following day, police are continuing their search of the area, and I'm really starting to get some strange vibes between Caitlin and John.
5 months I learned to run my own department, and I met a nice single doctor who happens to like me.
Thanks.
Caitlin thinks either parent could be responsible for what happened to Andrew, but John doesn't quite agree. Hypnosis is quickly brought up and just as quickly shot down, which is good because we all know how that usually goes.
They're killing me!
Oh, I guess they're going through with the hypnosis anyways.
Who took him?
The boogeyman! Under the bed, 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 under the...
Well, I'm glad she knows the title of the episode. Jillian is taken out of the room by her mother, and then John reveals a story to Caitlin about a younger brother he once had who went missing in the woods after their father told him to stay away as a monster lurked in them. So is his father the crazy Ralph of the town?
It's got a death curse.
Immediately, he meets with his father for some drinks so they can talk about his brother. John's father blames himself for what happened, but no time to get sentimental. Monster Vision is back. And it looks like Andrew's returned too.
Help me, Jillian. Help me get in. Help me, or I'll fall.
Oh, come on, how could she fall for that acting? Help me, Jillian. Help me, or I will fall. But oh no, it's the Booger Man. Her mom comes into her screaming and swings her around, just obliterating a lamp. I'm really hoping that wasn't supposed to happen. The most unbelievable thing about this episode so far is how quickly police arrive on the scene. The most believable thing, however, is they take the mother away from the child. John and Caitlin go upstairs to Jillian's room where they find some blood, and sure, let's leave the traumatized child all by herself. Caitlin takes Jillian to her house where she spends the night. They leave Jillian with Caitlin's mother, who she's never met, so they can listen to an apparent tape recording from the night of the disappearance. Now, I don't know where I was because I don't remember any tape recorder. Some guy thinks there was something else in the room with the kids and mom, and why do we need such a close-up shot of him? And that blood sample, well, it's sand or something.
Where are you going?
Back to planet Earth.
Oh, I thought that was pretty valuable.
Not to me. I don't need this science fiction mumbo-jumbo about mysterious creatures.
So the detective is the skeptic in this one and not the doctor. They go back to John's office where they do a little research on missing children's cases in the area.
4%, give or take a tenth. It's almost 3 times what we should have. I used to do batting averages.
Her turn-ons include missing children and statistics. John then starts to go on about fairy tales as there seems to be a pattern of no moon in the sky during many of these missing children cases.
It's said that trolls turn into stone when hit by sunlight. Maybe that's... I don't know, maybe that's what this carbon protein is.
What, freeze-dried troll?
Yes, a troll is what is apparently taking these kids. They think whatever this thing is drawn to Jillian because she's afraid. But why did it grab Andrew then? They weren't exactly afraid when they went to bed that night.
John? There's no moon.
Well, there has to be. It's a crescent.
No, there's no moon. Jillian.
No, you see, it's not a troll, it's a reverse werewolf that only comes out when there's no moon. I don't know how this thing is able to take any child when it can only see in 5 frames per second. The troll enters Caitlin's house, and that's a predator, not a troll. It sounds like he could use some cough drops, though. Caitlin and John arrive just in time to watch as the monster takes poor Jillian away. Do you think insurance will cover troll damage?
What happened here?
Oh, nothing, Marge. Just a little incident involving the boogeyman.
John's heading to a local mine because that's where he believes the monster is taking Jillian. He enters somewhere. I don't know though because I can't see a damn thing. Seriously, they know people are trying to watch this, right? Caitlin arrives at the mine and runs into John, who appears to be hurt.
Did you find Jillian?
Caitlin, is that you? Caitlin!
Okay, what the hell is that? They wrestle with the creature even though we, the audience, can't make heads or tails about what the hell is going on. Luckily for our heroes though, the sun makes its appearance in record time to save the day.
The sun! Put him in the light!
Well, that's a really awkward pose to get stuck in. It's a good thing that pry bar just happened to be on the ground so John can smash up the troll. And well, it looks like everything ends happily ever after. Meanwhile, in France...
Grégoire, sois sage maintenant. Sinon, croque-mitaine va venir.
Well, I guess the moral of the story is don't annoy mom, otherwise a monster under your bed will eat you. This is a silly ass show that I have vague memories of from my childhood. I do remember this episode specifically though, mostly because of the monster at the end. As silly as it is, it's still kind of fun. There needed to be a little bit more monster action though, as it has way too much talking and too many lulls throughout. If I had to give it my personal rating, I would say about a 5 out of 10 maybe. It does kind of feel like a low-rent X-Files episode though. I tried my best to dig up any information I could, but there really isn't anything out there for this show from what I could see. On IMDb under trivia, I did find this little nugget though, which made me laugh. The title is based upon the childhood fear of monsters under the bed, and that appears to be true in this show. Like no shit. I thought the episode was going to be about where teen boys hide their crusty socks from their parents. Maybe that was just me. Timothy Busfield played Dr. John Holland, and like I referenced earlier, he was Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds. He's had a much bigger career than I really would have thought though, seeing as how I really only know him for Revenge of the Nerds. He apparently has over 700 credits to his name, but I think they may have doubled up on a few for that count. He's a fine character actor who did a serviceable job for this silly show about a troll. I don't think the same can be said about Joel Palmer, who played Andrew though. Now, he was barely in the episode, but the only real reason I want to bring him up is because he played Kevin in the X-Files episode Conduit, and Charlie and Michael in the episode The Kalusari. Is Under the Bed worth your time? There are worse things you can spend your time watching. At least it's only 42 minutes long. It might be alright for a spooky rainy night, or around the Halloween season. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I just want to do more spooky horror and sci-fi content that isn't X-Files related. Don't worry though, X-Files videos are coming up, so if these aren't your thing, you'll still have those to look forward to. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it around, let me know down in the comments what you thought of today's episode if you've ever seen it, and turn on the bell to be notified so you never miss out on another upload. Thank you for watching, and whatever you do, don't look under the bed.